Hello, everybody. Today we're going to learn how to create a vector line portrait like Patrick Seymour in Illustrator. Right now we are looking at a couple of examples by Patrick Seymour. Here you can see the lion design in black and white. He also does other kind of portraits like Ursula from The Little Mermaid using color and some other fun popular images. If you would like to do the vector line portrait, then follow along in Illustrator. This image, by the way, is the new splash page for one of the versions of Illustrator from Adobe. All right, to begin, I am going to be using this photograph of an owl. And if I hide the photograph, you can see a little bit of the work that I started using what's called the pen tool and line blends. All right, so I'm going to begin this from the beginning so that you can see the process. Going to open up a new document, letter size, landscape orientation. And I'm going to start by getting my rectangle tool and filling the background rectangle black. I'll be using white lines for this portrait, but you can do a white background with black lines or colored lines. It's up to you. You can change the background color. I'm going to lock the background. And now I'm going to add a new layer, which my lines will be on. And now I'm going to place my photograph. I'm going to go to File, Place, and search for my owl photograph. All right, and when you place it, you'll need to click it. Oops. Click it to place it. And if you need to resize, you can. My photograph's fairly large, so I don't need to resize. And remember, you cannot edit photos in Illustrator. This is just going to be a reference image. So I'm going to lock it, and I think I'll move it down a little bit. I'm going to move my lines above. Okay, so the photograph is locked so that I don't draw on that layer. The background is locked, and now I have my additional layer on top, the lines layer. Patrick Seymour actually uses only the pen tool. He doesn't use what's called the blend tool, but I'm going to go show you a technique that uses the blend tool and the lines. To begin, I'm going to do no fill and stroke only using white. Right now I have 1 point as my stroke. After I'm done drawing my lines, I'm going to change my line profile to the first one that looks kind of like pen pressure from Photoshop, thin to thick to thin. All right, using my pen tool, I'm going to start by drawing a nice line representing this white fur around the nose. All right, and if I hide the photo, you can see there's my path. I'm going to get my white direct select tool and just edit it a little bit, clean it up. And then I'm going to select it with the black arrow, and I'm going to change the profile. And it's also really thin. I think I might try to go up to 2 points. Okay, next so that's my first line. Next, I'm going to draw an additional path a little bit smaller here on the edge of the white fur. All right, I'm going to select it with the black arrow and once again give it the new line profile. All right, so I have two paths. This one is 2-point width, this one is 1-point width, and I did that on purpose. All right, because I want it to go from thicker to thinner and bigger to smaller. So what I'm going to do now is select both paths and I'm going to set up my blend. Object, blend, blend options. All right, I am going to use for spacing specified steps, which means it's going to make separate, it's going to repeat these lines separately and try to gradually blend them. You know, I'm going to just experiment with a number of additional lines that I want the blend to set up. So I think I'm going to start with 8 and I'll click OK. Now nothing's going to happen because we're just setting up the blend. I'm going to go back to Object, Blend, Make. Object, Blend, Make. All right, there's my blend, and it looks like 8 is a lot. So I am going to undo that and set up the blend again with a fewer amount of paths. Oh, it said 20. How did we get there? All right, so I'm going to go back to, how about 5? Okay. All right, that's much better. All right, so take a look. Now it created the blend moving from the larger one to the smaller one. I can still get my white direct select arrow and I can edit the path. Notice I can, move it and make it bigger, change my direction handles, and the blend will adjust itself. Okay. And next, I'm going to go ahead, since I want this to be really symmetrical, I'm just going to duplicate what I just made. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to hold down Option with the Move tool and just move it over. And now I'm going to reflect it. I'm selecting it with the black arrow, Control click or right click, and I'm going to choose Transform, Reflect. All right, and so vertical, as you can see, will reflect it vertically, and that's just what I want. So I'll click OK. All right, and then I just need to move it over, place it a little bit. Let's hide the photo and see how it's looking. I'm just using my arrow keys to shift it up and down. You can also pay attention to your smart guides and make sure they are lined up. All right, next I'm going to add some circles for the eyes. So I'm going to go get my ellipse tool. And I'm going to use a white stroke again. Right now, no fill. And I'm going to draw a circle around the eye. I'm going to hold Shift while I'm dragging the ellipse tool to make it a circle. And then do some editing. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. And I'm going to increase the size of the line. All right, and I just want to have a little fun adding some pattern. So I'm going to add an additional circle with no fill. Okay. And then I'm going to add a circle for the pupil. This time I'm going to fill it in with white. Okay, and let's take a look. All right. And next I'm going to select all 3 of these and duplicate them. So I'm going to hold Option and duplicate them and move them over to my other eye. Later, I might add some black circles to look like cutouts for reflections. All right, moving right along. We've got the eyes and some of the fur done. All right, next I'm going to add another blend for some of the beak. So I'm going to go back to the pen tool, no fill, stroke only, and I'm going to create a little geometric shape here around the beak. Okay, and then I think this time, instead of making a blend, I'm just going to duplicate this line over and over. And I'm going to go ahead and add that stroke profile. That looks more interesting with the thin to thick to thin. Okay, and then instead of creating a blend, I'm just going to go ahead and select my line and then keep duplicating it. So I'm going to select it with the black arrow, hold down Option, and just duplicate it and move it up. There we go. So I've just kind of duplicated it several times, and you can even, adjust it. Like I'm making it a little bit shorter in some places. All right, and that's looking kind of fun. So see here, check on what it looks like with it, no photo. All right, next I'm going to add some more kind of feathery fur over here on the sides of the eyes. So back to my pen tool, and I'm going to create kind of a area here, a line here, and a line here, just a little chunk to start out with. Okay, don't get too close to your previous blends or it will try to edit them. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All right, so if I turn off my photo, you should see there's my two paths. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and select both of them with the black arrow. I'm going to set up my blend options, object, blend options. Now this time I do want a lot of little strands. I want it to look like there's a lot of feathers. So I'm going to increase my specified steps. Let's start with 10 and see how that looks. Object, blend, make. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now I can get my white direct select arrow, and I think I'm going to edit this a little bit and pull it so it's closer to my other blend. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and duplicate this and flip it for the other eye. So just holding down Option, duplicating it, I'm going to right click or control click, transform, reflect, and choose a vertical, and OK. All right, looking good. And I'm going to keep going. How about, so at this point, I think I'd add some more blends just in little chunks, kind of one right here, and then I'm going to continue up here. I'm going to give some little flared ones right up there. Let's do that. Now, if you want to do this technique, you don't necessarily have to do a blend for each area. You could just duplicate your lines. That's actually what Patrick Seymour does. All right, and you could play around with your line weight, making it larger or smaller, play around with the line color. All right, I'm going to select both of these paths. There they are, 1, 2. I'm going to select both of those paths. And right now, I'll stick with my previous blend options and see how that looks. I might need to add more lines. All right, but that looks pretty good. All right, and then I will duplicate it. Hold down Option, click and drag, right click or control click, transform, reflect, vertical. All right, so I'm going to continue making my blends. I'm going to continue making the blends around the eyes here, later add the ears. All right, so if you like this idea, go ahead and give it a try for your practice line art, and then possibly make it more complex and completely developed for a finished portrait.